What are we going to learn?
Oh, right. We're going to learn about the rise of the Tudors.
Oh.
And this
No, because it's a butt talk! Rise of the Tudors! I'm sorry, I got real excited about that.
That was a good one. And it says, this is Butt Talk with Ben and Kitty and Morgan.
Yay!
Yeah, I recorded the peak conversation.
And we solely... everything... I'm just going to go ahead and make this campaign promise now. Everything we talk will be entirely... fart related? Tutors?
No!
Oh, what are we talking about then?
We're talking about people who toot a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Elizabeth the First and Henry VIII. That's what we're talking about.
The first and eighth people to toot.
Oh. What are you going to talk about on your butt talk?
Paint me a word picture.
God, make this awkward, why don't you? Okay, so I like history. We're going to talk about history because you guys asked me to talk. I don't know why the fuck anybody asked me to talk, but whatever, we're going to talk. So, I'm going to start in the mid-1400s in England.
Cool.
Is that before Elvis?
Is that plaguey time? Or after plaguey time?
After the major plagues.
Okay.
But before Elvis.
Before the fire of London.
We're still we're starting to look at ceilings, painting Renaissance-y things.
Had only been one fire
in
in
Italy.
London.
Too early.
Why didn't London have fire?
No, there's the fire of
They learned it
London
way
that
later.
literally destroyed all
They
of
had the
London.
one going, and that was it.
That's why they call it the
Okay,
Dark
we're
Ages.
already
Little known
distracted.
fact. Didn't have fire. We
Alright.
discovered it later.
For clarification,
That would have a dark Ages.
This is when
because
Julius Caesar attacked London.
if anybody can hear what they're talking about, I am not gonna try and do any sort of dates or quote. We're doing it's a story time.
Cool.
So
Why are they called the Tudors, or is that
okay,
later?
no, Tudors are later. So right now,
Oh.
right,
I'm sorry, we're
there
talking about
are the
Tudors.
Lancasters
They're not Tudors.
and the Yorks.
Those are
Okay.
Game of Thrones houses.
And
How
are
close?
they really?
No, they're pretty close. Yeah.
Okay, so the Lancasters were called the Red Roses, and the Yorks were called the White Roses. And this is the War of the Roses.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Alright,
Okay,
so
got it.
I don't even know which king it was, but one of the kings back in the 1200s had 5 sons.
Plague time.
And only 2 of them actually made it long enough to have kids.
What happened to the other ones?
They all died. Of various causes. Either
Plague.
from falling off shit
Plague.
or getting sick or
Acute-
whatever, or killing
Acute
each other.
axing.
Killing each other happened a lot too. But, so this family, these Lancasters and these Yorks, are cousins.
Ew.
And they are constantly angry.
Those are gross.
Constantly angry at each other about who is the proper
Tudor.
person to be on the throne.
Oh, because they're
Okay.
cousins.
Because they're cousins. So, no, the Lancasters should be on the throne, and no, the Yorks should be on the throne. And so all of England is divided into Lancasters and Yorkists.
Is there a place? Yorkist.
Yorkists. Yes, Lancasters. Well, no, they were just
Yorks?
called Lancasters
I think I'd
and
be more in
Yorkists.
school.
Why are they just called Yorks?
I don't know. I wasn't there back then. I was not involved in these decisions. So, anyways, they spend 50 years screwing with each other. One of them gets on the throne. The Yorkists start to plot because as soon as a Lancaster gets on the throne and everything's not going everybody else's way, they're like, well, it must be better if we had a York on the throne. And so all the peasants and nobles and stuff get together and they throw a Lancaster off and they put a York on there, and then things are just as bad under the Yorks because monarchs are terrible and you never put just one person in charge of everything.
Sure.
And so Lancaster, York, battles after battles after battles until literally
Toots.
there are no male relatives left. Pretty much in either family. The Lancasters have run out of boys, to the point that they've gone back 2 generations to this one king.
Twice removed.
Yeah, this one king who had an affair with a woman, kings ought do a lot,
Sure.
and then had a bunch of bastard kids.
Well, that's
and
rude.
Sorry,
Don't be
that's what
mean
they
about
called
it.
them at the time.
I'm sure they could have been nice guys. We call them bastards.
And legitimized these bastard sons so that they would have a claim to the
So they would
throne.
have more dudes.
Yeah, so that they would have more dudes.
Question.
Uh-huh. Yep.
What's up with the roses?
It's like a mascot thing?
Yeah. The English were
they
just...
At people?
No, they would embroider them on their clothing.
So they wanted to kill each other, but they wanted to look a little fancy.
Yeah.
But they like the same... Why get the same thing, but it's like a different shade?
They're cousins.
I got nothing.
Continue.
The English are weird. So, anyways. So they go back and they tell these Tudors...
Is that the bastard cousins?
Those are the bastard cousins. They
Was their last
legitimize
name
their...
Tudor?
Yes.
Cool.
Legitimize their claim to the throne. And so that there would be more Lancaster boys. So at the time, there's a York king, Richard III, on the throne, and they have the Battle of Bosworth, whatever. I don't come up with these names.
Who's
All the British battles sound so fancy.
I know, right? And Richard III gets beheaded on the field.
Wait, is he the...
Yeah, Shakespeare. Richard III. Oh no, Richard II is the Lionhearted.
Cool.
The guy with all the crusades and crap.
You have a Lionheart?
Yeah.
What's they called?
Early
He's also
surgery.
an asshole. Like, seriously,
Kind of
an
amazing.
asshole.
So they did not... That was before they had fire, but they still had heart surgery.
Yeah. So,
Go on.
anyways.
Is there like a heart with a mane on it?
So, Richard III gets dead.
Who said?
Richard III. The last York boy is now dead.
Oh.
Shakespeare.
So-
And there's no
Shakespeare-
Lancasters left at this point?
No, and there's no true Lancasters left.
Mm.
So here come the Tudors. Well, we've got an army.
Tudor.
We've got money. And so we're king now. And Henry VII proclaims himself King of England. And just to make it legitimate, he takes the daughter...
Murdering.
No. He takes the daughter of one of the York families and marries her.
And they're united and never fight again.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of true. They don't
Kind of
ever
a
fight
gross
again.
captive
Yeah.
way.
Yes.
I have a question.
There was definitely no options in the marriage.
So he was
what?
King Henry.
The 7th. King Henry VII.
Was his first name or last name Henry?
None of his names were Henry.
Back up.
So when
What?
when it's just like somebody being named Pope. Like they throw
What?
off their when
They pick a new name.
They pick a new name, and he picked Henry and became Henry VII. I don't remember what his original actual name was.
Presumably there were 6 more
Oh yeah,
King Henrys.
yeah, and there's another Henry after him. I don't know why.
I know the
English
one
are
after
weird.
him. I know him a little more.
Ben,
He got kind of choppy.
you got a promotion. Your name is Mike now.
That's basically how it goes.
Yeah, well, wait. Right. So, I mean, the English monarchy got most of its ideas from the Catholic Church, so why are we surprised?
And then they left
Yeah, that's coming up.
pretty
So,
early.
anyways, so now the Tudors are in charge of England, and they've kidnapped a woman and forced her to marry somebody she didn't want to marry.
At least one woman.
That's not nice.
Yeah,
So-
not cool.
No, it wasn't cool.
We're just getting started on the...
Elizabeth Woodville is actually her name, and so she gives birth to 2 sons, Arthur
Was one of them Henry.
and Henry.
Wait,
This one's actually
wait,
named
what the
Henry.
hell?
Yeah,
So
actually
Henry?
yes, actually Henry.
So if you're just first in line, you pick, and then everyone else is just add a number. Too late. Too late.
No, sometimes they pick, but he's actually named Henry, so he just kept his name. There's like this list. I mean, go back. There are Edwards, Charles, and Henrys, and those are the kings of England, and Richards. There you go. And it's just either the 3rd, the 4th, the 1st, the 2nd. Like that's all you got.
A lot.
Yeah. I don't know why these 4 names. This is the 4 names they picked. So, the unfortunate thing is that King Arthur, as he should have been, the first son.
King Arthur?
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what they named him for. He was supposed to be the next, like...
Because that was a legend born around
Yeah.
in like the Richardy time.
Yeah. Whoa, way before the Richardy time.
Well, he was the one.
Oh,
no, I'm
Richard
thinking
the
of
First,
Robin Hood.
though.
Shit.
Yeah.
The other big story. Okay.
Yeah. But Arthur dies. Not before he marries Catherine of Aragon, who is a princess of Spain.
Was this before or after he pulled the sword out?
He didn't do any of that. He was trying to the family was trying to capitalize on that, make their claim to the throne even more legitimate by being like, we've got you the
Arthur!
next King Arthur.
But
Did he die in a gross, disgusting way?
And no, I think he just got sick. If I remember right, he just like got ill
Which
and
like
died.
okay,
Oh,
that period of time was
yeah, like happened a lot.
50%.
Yeah.
Shit yourself to death.
Like, between that and appendicitis and like an allergy reaction, or you got bit by a rat and died of infection. Yeah, most of them didn't make it. He did make it to like 17 though. So like I said, he had enough time to marry Catherine of Aragon, and then he dies.
Cool.
So Henry promptly marries his wife.
Catherine?
Yeah, Catherine of Aragon.
Man, not a good time to be a woman in the world.
No, this is a terrible, terrible time. He does manage.
This is Henry V.
This is Henry VIII.
Oh God, we know where this is, right?
Henry VIII. I
What
am.
happened to the rest of them?
What rest of them?
BBC.
All the other Henrys.
They did.
We started a little. We started a little.
We started
late. We didn't
at
start with William the Conqueror.
And then we
Okay,
went to
like, we skipped a couple hundred years.
So Kathy, can I call her Kathy? She's not going to last very long, right?
Actually, she lasts the longest of all of them, 23 years.
Whoa!
She's married to
So long!
and Henry VIII. There's like tons of letters where Henry VIII is like, "You're the love of my life," and like apparently he was really devoted to this
Right
woman.
up until the murder.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't kill her.
Oh.
Um,
Okay, I'm glad you're telling me this.
Yeah. So he doesn't kill her. He gets. So she has.
This is why he splits. Because he like. Okay, sorry.
So she has a stillborn son, and then another son who dies 2 months later, and then a stillborn daughter, and then her only healthy daughter, her only healthy child, Mary.
Cool.
And then another person who didn't change their name when they became
She
queen.
later gets super murdery, right?
And super
Yeah,
murdery.
okay.
Super
Bloody
murdery.
Mary.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, and then
interesting.
And then she has 2 more stillborn children, and somewhere in between the first or that last stillborn child and the next stillborn child, Henry VIII meets Anne Boleyn.
Okay.
After having slept with her sister for a while and having a bastard
Anne
child.
Boleyn's sister?
Yes.
Mm.
Oh.
So the king is sleeping with plenty of people other than the queen. The queen just can't seem to pop out a healthy son.
Yeah.
And Henry has become obsessed with the idea of having a male heir.
Sure.
So now you've got Mary the First is one of his legitimate children.
Mhm.
He's already got like 3 illegitimate children at this point. So then he decides he wants to marry Anne Boleyn. But he needs
He's like,
to.
yo, Pope.
Yeah, like I need to annul my marriage.
Now you're the
And-
Pope. Yo.
Yeah.
No, you do if you're the king of England. No, I need this
You do
to
if
get
you're
done.
about to give him the finger.
Yeah, and the Pope's like, nah, you've had a lot of babies with this woman. Like, I can't annul this marriage. Like, it's obvious you guys have slept together a few times. Sorry. And he's like, no. Like, she was married to my brother first. Like, she wasn't a virgin. Like, so it was never legitimate. Like, but Catherine of Aragon sitting over here going, yeah, wait a minute, still legitimate. I never actually slept with your brother.
What?
What?
Boom! She
Dun, dun,
dropped the
dun.
mic!
She was in Spain when they got married.
No one sleeps
She
with
was
each other
like-
in Spain.
No, I mean literally. He's in England.
Oh.
She's in Spain. Like, she didn't move to England until like a month before Arthur died. Like, so she claims they never actually slept together.
Cool.
Maybe, maybe not. I figure she's probably telling the truth because at this point, like, if she wasn't telling the truth, I'd be running away from Henry VIII as fast as I freaking could. So she'd be like, no, totally, it's cool, I'm out.
Mm.
Like, so, but she's like, no, you can't kick me off the throne. I'm a legitimate queen. There's no reason to annul this marriage. Blah blah blah. Pope's like, sorry, bro, I can't help you. Like, nah. And Henry VIII's like, well, never mind then. Screw the Catholic Church.
Anglican Church.
So he takes one of Anne Boleyn's cousins and makes them the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yeah.
Takes the actual Archbishop
ABC.
of Canterbury and kick him the fuck out. And
Oh.
You go home. We don't need you no more. Of course, the Pope immediately
He's already a
excommunicates
bishop,
him.
though, right? The one that he picked?
Nah.
Who did he pick?
He picked a cousin of Anne Boleyn. I think he was a friar, a priest.
Well,
When you said fire.
I'm part of that church. We believe in actual succession. So
Well-
there's some point in there we get a real bish.
We have this is not the England church yet. He has not created his own church
Yeah,
yet.
he's working on it.
He's pushing the Pope's buttons. Like, I'm still gonna do this. We're gonna see what you do about it. So then he marries Anne Boleyn in secret. Secret. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
I didn't know.
Sure.
And then she gets pregnant. So now everybody knows. And so they have a real wedding, like a public wedding.
Oh.
Because otherwise the baby won't be legitimate when it's born.
You gotta go through that whole like legitimizing thing.
Yeah. She's gotta have a coronation to make her queen. Oh, so
They cover you in corn.
So yes, and there's a crown.
Corn crown.
And
So, if they make her a queen, do they de-queen what's her face?
They sent her off to a nunnery. Although she refused to go to the nunnery. Catherine of Aragon refused to go to the nunnery, so they sent her to...
nunneries?
Yeah, literally called nunneries. And
Like a factory for nuns.
which is, like...
What'd you say?
Again,
Factory for nuns.
Oh, factory.
A nunnery.
Shitty to be a woman at this time. Like, I don't want to be married to you anymore because I'm going to marry somebody else, you can't marry anyone else. Don't have sex ever again. Bye. So, she refuses to go to a nunnery. She goes to a castle... Pemberley, I think is the name of it. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Such a British name.
And, and under
Castle
guard.
Pen. Got it.
So, like, she's actually, like, under house arrest, but in a castle.
Castle arrest.
So, yeah. And she does die there.
Like, soon?
Yeah, like, within, like, 2 or 3 years after they put her there. But there's no evidence that she was, like, murdered. She just dies. Like I said, people die. So, people die.
Crazy.
So then, he marries Anne Boleyn,
Mm-hmm.
and she has Elizabeth, healthy daughter. That first kid, when she was pregnant, before they'd even really gotten married, is a stillborn.
Oh.
And then she has Elizabeth, and then she has another stillborn. And by that time, Henry VIII's already done with her.
Wow.
So he cooks up, because there's a lot of evidence to this, he cooks up, what's up?
Feast?
At any point did he think he was the problem?
I know, right? No. Apparently the church was really big on telling men that it was only a woman's problem if she couldn't conceive. So,
I mean, evidence.
not a great time to be a woman, in general. So, he decides he's gonna date Jane Seymour. Which is the person, like, so he's already seeing her, he's probably already sleeping with her. And he starts playing, like, I need to get rid of Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn's gotta go.
Oh.
And they've already done the whole annulment thing. Like, again, she's had 3 babies. I can't really say I've never slept with her. So they cook up these charges about incest and treason and adultery, and they have her and her brother beheaded.
Oh.
And some other dude. I don't remember who the other dude was. There was 3 people.
Man.
Yeah.
3-way charges.
So, yeah.
So many heads.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, after that, he marries Jane Seymour.
What the hell, man?
Here's Jane Seymour. Oh, right. Jane Seymour has... I don't even know what you guys are giggling about. I don't even
Jane
want to
Seymour
know.
one I have not heard of,
Oh.
so I'm worried that she doesn't last long either.
No, she doesn't. But he doesn't kill her.
Wait, who was
Sort
this
of.
one? What was her name?
What? How do you sort of not kill someone?
Well, she dies in childbirth, so he sort of killed her. But not really.
Oh. Does the baby make it?
No. Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yes. Only legitimate male heir.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was
Who
his
was
name?
so impressive that nobody even remembers that Henry VIII had a male heir. Edward
So, not
the
impressive.
4th. Edward the 5th?
Why isn't Edward?
Right? He was.
He's small. And
Wait, why
sickly.
didn't...
No, he
Edward what?
became king. Like,
Was he the next one?
nobody remembers him.
Oh.
That's how influential.
But he
this-
keep trying?
Alright, so Hank,
Henry?
yeah, he kept trying. So,
But he had a male.
he marries Jane Seymour, who used to be Anne Boleyn's lady-in-waiting, by the way.
Whoa, the
Was-
story thickens.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
and there is
was-
some evidence that that Henry VIII was okay with Anne Boleyn being, like, shipped off to her own nunnery, and it's Jane Seymour who proposed all the treason charges and the story about her sleeping with her brother and everything.
What's the lady in wait?
Oh, it's literally a person whose job it is to wait on the queen. help her get dressed,
Head
take
servant
baths.
thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's a position that only a noble woman can hold. So it was an honorable thing. Like it meant you had the ear of the queen. So in theory, you had a lot of power.
An ear of corn.
Yes, like an ear of
The
corn.
themes are developing.
So, Jane Seymour dies in childbirth. Actually, about 12 days after childbirth. Well, they assume there was some sort of complication.
Yeah.
From childbirth. I have my theories on that, but whatever. So, no, I don't think he
I
murdered
made a
her.
murder sound. That's
Yeah.
simple. That does not convey over sound. Made a throat cutting motion.
I don't think he murdered her. I think she had a retained piece of placenta.
You think
Yeah.
squishy
And-
thoughts, okay.
Yeah, sorry. And so that continues. It causes blood loss, and they didn't at the time. They didn't know how to remove stuff like that. So she just bled and bled and bled until she died. So, anyways, Jane Seymour,
Good
and
lady.
then who's after Jane Seymour? Where are we? We got Catherine, and then Anne, and then Jane, and then
Well, that's Philip Seymour.
Awful.
I think it's Catherine. I think Catherine Howard is next. Because she's the one who makes it.
Remember he kills people, you call him Philip Seymour Hoffman. I have a question.
Anne of Cleves. Anne of Cleves is next.
Please?
I haven't heard the word Tudor in a long time.
These are all Tudors. Henry VIII is a Tudor.
Okay. Why aren't they
Henry
called...
Tudor?
Yeah, he's Henry Tudor.
Is their name really Henry Tudor?
Yes, his name's Henry Tudor.
And his first name was actually Henry this time?
Yes, this time his first name actually was Henry.
And last name was Tudor.
Yes.
Okay. I was
Are
trying
you
to keep
good?
track. Trying to keep track.
So, the Tudors have taken over England, and this is what happens after the Tudors take
And
over. Because they only
is-
managed 3 generations. So,
Edward was the third.
no. Shush.
You said he was
So,
next.
he is next.
So that would be the third.
But, well, he's part of the third.
Henry
There's a lot of the third.
Henry Edward.
Alright. So,
Other lady daughters, I guess.
So after Jane Seymour is Anne of Cleves. He marries Anne of Cleves within a year of Jane Seymour dying. So finds his next bitch,
Boo.
marries her.
Who the Anna, please?
Actually, she was the lowliest born of any of them. She was the daughter of a knight.
Solo.
Daughter of the night.
Daughter
Whoa.
of
Sorry, I got you.
Knight.
Oh.
Of a knight. So,
Okay.
Bit of a difference.
I feel sorry for all of your high school teachers. So, Anne of Cleves comes in.
Cleves, like, chop.
She's from an area of England.
Shopping.
They do a lot of chopping.
A lot of
Cleves.
shopping.
Yeah, a lot of shopping, obviously. Cleves. So, she
kind of
lasts
things we can
1 year and 5 days.
Whoa.
1 year and 5 days.
Why specifically the 5 days?
It's history. They recorded this shit. She was queen for she was queen for a year and 5 days. So she gets in there. She doesn't immediately get pregnant. Henry's eye starts to wander again to Catherine Howard, and Anne's just like, you know what? It's cool. I understand why you are not pleased with me.
Please
I'm
don't
good.
run
I'm
me.
just gonna go away. I'm gonna go on. No, because like I said, he's disavowed 2
At
wives
this
and
point, we're
killed another
stopping
one.
asking
So
the Archbishop of Canterbury to annul these things, right? We're
yeah.
just
So
like-
she's just like, you know what? It's cool. We'll just
He lets her go?
yeah. So actually, she does better than all the rest of them. He gives her a nice settlement, like a big old parcel of money to live on, and moves her into Anne Boleyn's old castle.
What? She already did at this point.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
You got a castle.
Anne of Cleves
Or your
outlives everybody
Old,
else.
used up wives, I guess.
But only because she when his eyes started to wander, she didn't even blink. She was just like, it's cool. I'll go over here. You do whatever. I'm gonna go hang out. Like, I'll take some money and I'm gone.
I'm looking down from the afterlife. All the other women were like, "Why didn't I fucking think of that?" Like,
Should have just bounced.
clearly,
So-
they probably didn't like him.
The next person he marries is Catherine Howard.
Who is she?
Another chick.
Katie Howard.
I wish I could be more like. These are women who are hanging out at the court. So these are
Club.
women of noble birth who have enough money or influence within their family to to be living at the palace
Pay the cover
with the
first.
king.
Be close enough for the king
To go, hey, you're kind of cute. Hey, want to get together later? And
I'll be making another male heir because his head, he doesn't look too good. Is that like what we're doing at this point?
Yeah,
we have a male heir.
Yep,
We're just hedging our bets.
we're hedging our bets.
You want to have a baby? You're going to kill me if I don't? Maybe.
Depends on how good you are at babying.
So, Catherine Howard's the next one he does kill. So he
Joke's
marries.
still less funny.
He marries Catherine Howard, and beheads her. I think within 2 to 3 years.
Whoa.
Another
Even
treason, accuses her of adultery, beheads her.
Any
Which
babies?
is super ironic for him.
No, I think she has one stillborn.
Jeez.
And
You know, at this point, you gotta realize.
yeah, the problem in this equation is you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Too much
like I said,
midnight popcorn making just hanging out by the microwave. Henry VIII had this like one of those old school laptops with bad fans that were super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting the image in my head like as the king sending his to microwave the balls out. Just wrong.
Gotta get those popcorns.
I always microwave panless. I'm the king. I do what I want.
Do what I want. I mean, how much protection is a rope? Like,
well, I mean, there is a lot of evidence that Henry VIII had several venereal diseases. So, maybe not radiation, but other things were going on.
Mm.
So, he beheads Catherine Howard, and then he marries Catherine Parr. Catherine Parr survives him. It's like
She was on par.
he dies. Somehow she manages to placate him. Like, she never has any kids of her own, but she does a really good job of, like, legitimizing Mary and Elizabeth and Edward's claim to the throne and, like, making Henry feel like he's not gonna, like, leave the world with no heirs.
So she's Team Tudor.
Yeah. So she's helping him out, and in the meantime, he's got multiple flare-ups of gout going on, which eventually kill him. So he dies at age 55, and she manages to. So she's his widow. I think she goes off to another. No, she marries Thomas Seymour. I forgot about that.
Wait,
yeah.
okay, how's that work? She's not the queen.
No, she's not the queen. And she's not the queen mother either because she bore no children.
Mm-hmm.
So she just becomes a woman who used to be married to the king. So she goes in.
I feel like there's got to be a fancy name for that.
There probably is. Well, none of these women were like, except for Catherine of Aragon, none of these women were proper queens. They were all queen consort. Oh, so they didn't have any actual political power. But that's all complicated
Gross.
British bullshit. So she goes off and marries Thomas Seymour, her fifth husband. She's 4 times widowed. Henry makes her fourth husband who has died before her.
Whoa.
Of course, they started marrying her to people at like 12.
Oh.
So she said, yeah. So yeah, not exactly weird that she's outlived a lot of her husbands. Whatever, like you do. So then, Edward the
one dude.
Yeah, Edward I swear it's the 5th, but he might be the 6th. Becomes the King of England.
Cool.
Except he's 9.
9 years old.
9 years old.
And he doesn't change his name.
So no, he doesn't change his name.
He's like a good 9-year-old, which is like a Joffrey situation.
No, it's not Joffrey. He doesn't have any real power at all. So this like set of people within the court, like family, friends, and stuff like that, become the regent's circle. That's what they call
Yeah,
them.
who's actually ruling England during all this bullshit?
Well,
presumably someone else, because like,
Too much phony
Henry's
going
it's
on.
like the whole country's like, oh, now we got a 9-year-old, I guess. Oh shit, we're going to war because someone wants croissants south.
So the regents are ruling England in Edward's name until he comes of age.
Which
But
is
he never comes of age. He makes it to 17.
murdered.
And no, he just gets sickly and dies.
Hmm.
He gets sick and dies. So Edward dies without ever actually making it to. I mean, he's the king technically, but he never actually makes it to being king.
You have like a pampered kingly internship.
Yeah,
Like
pretty much. And then Mary the First takes over.
boom, queen.
Okay. So yeah.
Queen of England. Now we have queens from
yeah.
here on out, right?
Queen of England. No, we switched back to kings for a bit, but yes, mostly we have queens of England from then on out.
And the lineage stays with them? Same sort of thing?
Nope. So the Tudors lose lineage after Elizabeth I.
Oh, because they take on whatever dude's name she marries. Right?
She doesn't marry anybody. You are ahead of the story.
I'm just wondering. You got me sucked in here.
So, Mary I is a staunch...
Why'd they pick her? Is she the oldest?
She's the oldest.
Gotcha.
For firstborn, slightly more legitimate claim to the throne because her mother was the original Queen of England.
Oh, gee.
So,
Oh, cute.
I was trying to think of a word.
Queen?
yeah, whatever.
Oh, queen?
So, so Mary I takes over.
Oh, let's find my looks.
Marries somebody with a lot of money but very little actual power, and then doesn't let him become king.
Sure. I'm the queen. I'm going to marry you, but you're not king, dude.
Yeah. And I don't remember who she marries, though, like what the name of the dude was. But anyways, so she takes over. At this point, the Anglican Church has started to form.
Yeah.
Like, is a real thing.
For sure.
They've adopted the Protestant, like rules and stuff like that. The Protestant thought process from Martin Luther and started pulling all of that
It's
stuff
like a
in.
mixture halfway between Protestantism and Catholicism.
Yeah. All that happened under Edward, while Edward was growing up. Like, that all sort of formed and became a religion. But Mary I is very much like, you're all going to burn in hell because you're not Catholics.
Oh.
So she tries...
murdery.
Yeah, she tries to revert. She wants to go back. So she declares England a Catholic state again, and starts hunting down anyone who believes the Protestant heresy. And the number is something like, in her 7-year reign, she burnt like 20,000 people at the stake. So the Bloody Mary thing, like you stand in front of a mirror and you say Bloody Mary a couple of times, that's her. That's who you're talking to.
Did she have a thing for tomatoes?
Really?
Gross Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah. And maybe like a little bit of Tabasco and...
What the heck are you guys talking about?
What's the actual alcohol in that?
Did you say vodka? I think.
Oh, Bloody Mary. I didn't even... You guys are so
I think it's not
lame.
very British.
I think it's named after... I'm guessing it's after her.
No,
Wow.
Bloody Mary is.
Oh.
Anyway.
So, no
Presumably it's named that just because it's all red. And
Oh.
bloody looking.
I have no idea.
I bet she threw tomatoes at people while they were burning.
That would be rude.
Maybe a little refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, they burst open with
Oh.
some
I'm
cool
not
tomato juice.
even going to think about this one. That's just gross. So they got tomato juice and they're burning
Nope,
flesh.
moving on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's just go. Nah. So, anyways.
Make it weird, then.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary, Reign of Terror, everything shitty, nobody's happy.
Drunk the entire time.
But she can't seem to produce an heir. Like, she's had 2 stillborns, and then they think she's pregnant. It turns out to be cancer.
Oh no.
So, she knows she's dying. She knows that her half-sister, the daughter of Anne Boleyn, is a Protestant. But Elizabeth I has been pretending to be a Catholic for years. So she can't prove that Elizabeth I is a Protestant. Technically, she's the
Hard
queen.
to spot him.
Yeah. Technically, she's the queen. She doesn't have to prove anything. She could just sign a death warrant, have her beheaded.
Here's the tomato.
That. Yeah. Here's the tomato. So, but once she realizes that she's dying, I guess because she's had Elizabeth under house arrest for like her entire flippin' life. So once she realizes she's dying, I guess she has like a change of conscience. Like, I don't want my last act on earth to be the murder of my sister.
Aww.
I might go to hell for that. So
Still, keep in mind, 20,000 burned people already.
not exactly worried about.
Don't want to add
things.
one sister to that.
So, even though her entire court, like, at her deathbed, you know, please kill Elizabeth, please kill Elizabeth, please kill Elizabeth, she refuses to do it.
Aww.
So,
Maybe she liked your sister.
I don't think so. According to history, they didn't get along very well. They also didn't grow up together, and Mary and her mother had a tendency to call Anne Boleyn a whore and Elizabeth a bastard. So,
Maybe she had a tomato patch.
anyways, Mary dies. Elizabeth I
Elizabeth.
becomes queen.
And it's all smooth sailing forever.
Actually, yeah.
Really?
It's not terrible.
Surprisingly.
So you got the Spanish Armada. That wasn't too much fun. You got the Catholic. The church really hates Elizabeth, for being Protestant because she immediately reverts England back to a Protestant state.
Mm-hmm.
She declares her mother a martyr and a heroine. And even though she never denounces her father for having her mother executed, she like purposely is like, my mother didn't do anything wrong. So, and then really she kind of like ushers in the golden age of
Exploration.
which, didn't turn out well for the Indians, but
Is Elizabeth a Tudor?
yes. And Elizabeth is the last Tudor.
Oh.
Because she refuses to get married. Of course, the first thing, as soon as she rises
She was
to
still pretty
power...
young when she came.
Oh, yeah. Like 19, 20
Yeah.
years old. She comes to power, everybody's immediately like, you gotta marry somebody. You gotta marry somebody, you gotta marry somebody right now. Like,
She's like, I've seen this story end a lot. We're not doing this.
So, she starts trying to rule, but, they don't have any money. They've spent all their money on hunting down Protestants, and...
As you do.
So, but she ends up deciding, you know what, screw this. I'm not getting married, because whoever I marry will become king, and nah.
Nah.
So, I think her famous line or whatever is that there will be no master of this house and only one mistress, meaning her. So, she refuses to get married, and she kind of plays this game, like the virgin queen for the rest of her time, like, constantly drawing in suitors as if one day she might get married, and like enlisting alliances and stuff through this like sort of like,
clever.
we
Don't
could
get allied with my country.
Yeah, like we might get married at some point, like, and never does. Then there's the whole Mary Stuart thing that was, not particularly kosher, whatever. She has her cousin killed. And there's very differing, like, Mary Stuart was a victim who was under house arrest simply because she was the next in line and a staunch Catholic, and then Elizabeth fabricated a bunch of evidence against her and had her assassinated.
Oh, like going around.
Yeah. But then the other side of that is Mary Stuart was... The Catholic Church was trying to help Mary Stuart kill Elizabeth and take over so that Catholicism would be the Church of England again.
Just the most awkward Thanksgiving.
Yeah. and so when all of it was discovered, Elizabeth had her killed as for treason, which, she either did commit or didn't commit. History's not very sure on that one. And then Elizabeth dies. In the late 1500s.
How?
She actually just gets old.
Oh,
like, literally just dies of old age.
She wins this story.
Oh, yeah. Hardcore wins.
Compared to everyone.
But she left no heirs. So this is the end of the Tudor line.
Cool.
There's no more Tudors. So then the family who is now still in charge of, like, still the monarchs of England take over after Elizabeth. Don't remember. Google it. I'm sure you can find it out. I don't care.
So she was the best Tudor.
Oh yeah, by far the best Tudor.
Yeah.
And the daughter of Anne Boleyn. Though Anne Boleyn got fucked over pretty freaking royally.
Sounds like most people did.
Yeah. Nobody did well. Nobody was okay. There you go. The rise and fall of the Tudors.
And now you know
where
the term Tooting comes from.
1450 to about 1586. Somewhere in there.
Where the term tooting comes from?
No, that's not where... Oh my god. Butt talks.
Did you look something up?
Yeah, did you find out?
Didn't actually find it. Look on the internet, children!
The information is out there.
Okay, that was butt talk.
Next time Ben has to tell a story.
Cool.
Woo! Bye.
Bye. Next time.
Say bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
We hate you, Ben.